Well, hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build. This week I am building a yacht club in Brindleton Bay. It is where before it was located, I think, like a pool. It was a lounge, it was something like that. To be honest, I have never visited that lot ever before, and I have played quite a lot on Brindleton Bay. I don't know, I just didn't find any use behind that building, and honestly I didn't know there we had in that basically area there is, I guess, a wedding spot, and I didn't know that, so I was really taken by surprise. So yeah, when I firstly saw Brindleton Bay and I saw it, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna build where? I decided that's a perfect spot for a yacht club. Like, it is very private, you have that walkway, you can see like straight to the sea, it has all those fences around, so it's even more private. And I feel like, you know what, that would make such a perfect yacht club, just because it is secluded, I guess, and you really get this whole rich kind of vibe. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, a restaurant there, that would be perfect. And I thought it would make sense for them to build a restaurant there, but they actually can't include a restaurant because it is added from a pack and not base game. So I'm like, okay, they just did the closest thing to a yacht club. But after I finished building it and I went to share it, I realized that there is a backstory behind why they did that building there, I guess, like that pool club, however you want to call it. I don't recall how it was called. And I actually didn't know. They said that was supposed to be like a yacht club back in the day for rich, like very private thing. And the mayor, I think they said, turned it into a more public area with a wedding spot, some stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And he also built a pool. But at that point, I was like very invested. I had built the building. I'm like, okay, now I feel kind of stupid. But, I still like what I built, even though it made me feel kind of stupid, but whatever. We can all say it was like the previous rich type of club, that the mayor, I guess, bulldozed. What did he do? I don't recall completely the backstory. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. At this point of the build, I was so frustrated because we cannot add an exterior trim next to the staircases, and it's so annoying because you either get that weird white thing where the staircase is or everywhere. So I was like, okay, what about if we use, I don't recall how these are called, I wish I did, like, these things that I'm adding right now, and they work perfectly. Like, you can add them next to staircases, you can add them everywhere. I'm like, oh hell yeah. So I was really stoked about it. So the yacht club that I'm building, it's an actual yacht club. I had no idea how yacht clubs look like. I did not grow up next to the sea or, from a rich family, so I've never been or even seen a yacht club. And I think that's, the case for most of us. So I had to take some inspiration. But I decided, let's just recreate that because it looked so good and I felt like it just matched the area so perfectly and I was so excited about it. But this is the actual building. What I did after building the building was completely mine because I had no idea how a yacht club looks on the inside or what this yacht club has on the inside. So I was like, okay, cool, I built it, and now what do I put there? I have no idea. And all I have about private labs knowledge is, what I've seen in movies and TV shows, and that's all. So not much. And from a Google search, I saw something that was really cool, and I really wanted to kind of make it, but it was not really possible, so I did it however I could. Okay, so let me pause that thought for a second, and this is basically what I usually do for landscaping, because landscaping takes me forever, and many people find it boring, others don't. I found middle ground, that's the word that I'm looking for. I found middle ground, and I'm taking screenshots every 5 minutes, and that's basically the small time lapse you saw, and I really love it. So anyway, what I was talking about was I found it was some sort, I guess, of a yacht museum, and it wasn't really a museum. Like, it had all those yacht models, like, you know, the modern ones and all the fancy ones. I'm like, this is so cool. But sadly, I could not recreate it because we have 3 boats as for decoration in the entire game, so that was very cool. Yeah, but I tried my best, and you will see it in a bit. Other than that, I had included the, I guess, you know, restaurant part, which is very fancy. I thought, since we have a wedding spot next door, basically, you can easily go to this venue and have your wedding here. At least I hope. I'm not sure if you can have weddings on restaurants. I don't know that. That would be a good question. But yeah, we have like very fancy part of the club that is a restaurant. We have, as you saw on the exterior, those tables. I feel like they're more for casual sitting, and you can like have a beer or your coffee next to the pool. You will see, we'll work on that way later on the video. What else I added? Obviously toilets and the kitchen area. But on the upstairs we have a bar, which is some sort of a wine bar. The thing is, while I was editing this video, I was so not sure if I actually liked the wine bar. I feel like you can just get a wine from or, you know, whatever, a beer, whatever. I in my mind, it's a wine bar. This is how I'm calling it. You can get one from the restaurant, but to get that, you would have to sit on the designated like dining spots. I just felt like a cafe, I guess, spot would be better while I was editing that. But then again, I feel like it's better to sit on the outside and drink coffee. But then again, you will see on the upstairs I added some exterior spots, like where you can sit like couches and stuff. So I'm really not sure if I like that and if I like the wine spot. But also in my mind, again, that's not just a wine spot. I feel like, you know, all the rich people would gather for some sort of a sport event, where, you know, there would be, I guess, sailing battles and all that fun stuff. And they would gather and they would cheer, like some guy from the club would take part, and they would all gather there and they would cheer for him to win. So yeah, I don't know, like I was very torn if I like it or not, but I decided, you know what, this was my original thought, so I just left it there. And this is basically the fancy dining spot that I told you about. I was so not sure what to do there. Like what stairs to place, how the layout should look like, what tables should I choose. So yeah, very indecisive. That's why I cut it off up until the part where I decided the chairs and the tables and the layout, because it was getting crazy. I changed my mind so many times, you cannot even believe it. And I really wanted a piano somewhere in the lot. I feel like, come on, that screams like private club, right? Like to have some guy playing piano and all the rich people be gathered around him and listen. I wanted to have it here. You will see later I actually realized, oh shit, I have not put a piano anywhere, but it just didn't really fit that well. So no piano, sadly. Very sadly, no piano. But other than that, here is the, I guess, museum part. Really like it. I don't know. I feel like it has something unique to it. I don't know. It just makes sense to me to have some history on that building. And if you've seen quite a while ago, I did, I don't recall how I called it, but it's basically in that area in Brindleton Bay, and it's a building for fishermen. Basically, it's a karaoke club, and you can, like, it has different rooms. It has a bar aspect to it, a karaoke aspect to it, and I guess a club aspect to it. So you can do various stuff, but it's more, you know, not that private, like not at all private, and not that extra rich vibe. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt it was different, and I really like the history in that building that I'm currently doing. But yeah, it's very simple. Like, in my mind, those two shapes, maybe the one, this is kind of a stolen idea, maybe the one was kind of like the Columbus, but without all the murders and everything that came with him, who basically found Brindleton Bay, or the island where I guess a museum is, with all like the dead pets. And you know, I don't know, just this is what I thought. The anchor is from that ship and stuff like that. This is how my mind works. I want to justify everything. I don't know what is the justification behind the snail, but it's there. Maybe it was his favorite pet, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. So you can see 3 rooms. This is a library, and I don't know if it really makes sense, but I found it. Like in Google Pictures, I searched for Yacht Club interior, and surprisingly, apparently it's very private and hard to see what's on the inside. So I'm not sure if they have libraries, but I felt like, you know what, we're gonna have one, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with that room. And the other one is, what is it? Oh yeah, it's basically the owners, or whoever's, I guess, office area. So, you know, there's that. I don't know, like, does a library make sense? I don't know, like, you would theoretically have books written about, like, the owner or whatever. I don't know, like, about yachts and boats, and I don't know, boats. That's all that I can think of right now. So, and if you don't know what that is from, it's from How I Met Your Mother. So yeah, I don't know, like, honestly I don't know. But all these paintings that came with Cats and Dogs tied the place so well together, like the maps and the explorers and all of that. I feel like, you know, the maps would be where he, the explorer, or I don't know, the owner, or whoever was behind that yacht club, travel and stuff like that. I don't know, like, my mind works weirdly and I like to justify everything. So yeah. This is the office area. Let's just get back to normal. This is the office area, and I wasn't really sure what to do there, because in The Sims, if you're going to the restaurant and you're sitting down, all of the Sims would probably just sit up and go and sit here to play on the computer, and that's so frustrating. Like, I hate sometimes how Sims work, because it's not very realistic. Like, you wouldn't be sitting on a restaurant and you're like, oh, you know what, upstairs I heard there is a computer, let's go, hell yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I locked the door, but I'm not sure when you download it if the door remains locked or whatever. So if it's not, remember to lock it. And that's another part that I'm not sure if I like it or not. So originally I placed here, I don't know if you saw it, it was in the very beginning, I placed basically chairs with an umbrella on top, not chairs, like a table with an umbrella on top and chairs around it, basically another dining spot, but that's more for a brunch, in my mind at least. But then I changed it into those couches and like those tables that have some sort of a fireplace. And I feel like the other ones were more brunchy and those are more for a romantic spot that create like an evening cute romantic atmosphere, but I'm not really sure if I like them. And again, I was thinking about changing them to what I originally had, and the only reason that I didn't change them was because, you know what, I felt at that point that was better, so I'm gonna go with my original instinct and stay with that. But those two parts, like this bar and the exterior, I'm so not sure. Like, do I like them? I don't know. I really don't know. Did I make the wrong decision? I don't know. I really don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on because honestly it will haunt me forever, and as long as I see that build I will be like, that's not the right decision, I should have gone with the other one. So yeah, let's just ignore it. But other than that, as comes to Brindleton Bay, I'm kind of almost finished. This area, like I guess the marine area, is completely finished, which is like a hell yeah. I'm so excited about it. Actually this week, fun fact, I was not going to do this yacht club. Not very fun, mostly like a fact. I thought about doing the vet clinic, but I was so not inspired. I was keep looking and looking at pictures. I'm like, I don't like any of these things. What's going on? Like nothing inspired me, so that's why I went with the yacht club, even though I felt like it was kind of big, even though it's not really, but I'm still kind of traumatized from that build like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we have like the vet clinic, which I really don't know what to do. We have the 64 by 64 lot, which from the time I saw it, I decided it's gonna be like a barn, a big old barn with like animals and livestock and everything, that we don't have these things in the Sims, but we can just pretend, like, you know, when we're little, we would pretend that our dolls were real. So yeah, this is what I had in mind, but I don't really know if I wanna do that. Like, it's big. And the other lot is basically the museum on the island, which I have decided I really want to make it into basically a wedding venue, but that means researching and creating another board on Pinterest, which I think I have created 3 wedding venues up to now, or 4, something like that. I have 3 wedding boards on Pinterest, not Instagram. Like, thank God I have them private because people would be wondering. Like the other day we went to visit a friend who recently gave birth, and she's like, oh, now it's your turn. I'm like, oh, hell no. And she's like, oh, why? You're together 8 years. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. I don't really want to have babies. She's like, I was just like you, but when I got pregnant, I really wanted to have a baby. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, what's wrong with people like pushing others to have babies and get married? Just because you did it doesn't mean it's for everyone. So yeah, I can't really justify myself if they see wedding boards. But anyways, here are the screenshots. I took quite a few, not that many, but quite a few. Also, I took them with Sims because I really liked how it looked, kind of lively and lived in. I really hope that the second safe station works. I don't know why we only have one chef in the lot. Like, I know restaurants are still kinda glitchy and they still have bugs, but I really hope it works the second season, because that would be super frustrating. I don't know why a second chef didn't appear, but I really hope it does work. Other than that, I playtested everything, it works perfectly, and you can access everything in this lot, so that's a plus. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else. In the description there will be 2 links. One will take you to the Sims 4 Gallery's website, or you can search my username, which is the exact same as here in the in-game gallery, or you can click the other one, which you can download it manually from the Google Drive. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll have an amazing day and take care. Bye!